By 1838, the Upper and Lower Canada rebellions had flared and fizzled, but colonists were still itching for a bigger say in their future. And helping Canada become independent of Britain is Britain.
Hello, you beaver-hunting, syrup-boiling folk. My name is Lord Durham. I've been sent here by Her Majesty's government to help you colonists avoid another rebellion. Now, do you have any ideas? Any thoughts? Any complaints? Yes, one at a time. I spent one day in Toronto and several days in Montreal, and here are my suggestions.
We want responsible government
and elected officials.
I recommend a move to responsible government and the governor's advisors to become elected officials.
And elected officials. Elected officials like you, sir. We want control.
And control of your own internal affairs. And I recommend the uniting of Upper and Lower Canada.
I smell a rat.
Papineau's nose is right. In his excellent book, Bastards and Boneheads, Will Ferguson points out that the 1928 book, Great Men of Canada, devotes an entire chapter to Lord Durham. Yet in George Woodcock's 1980 book, 100 Great Canadians, no Durham. And then in the 1986 book, 1001 Questions About Canada, Durham makes the list of top 10 despised Canadians. Why? Well, because in Lower Canada, which is now called Canada East and will eventually become Quebec, the French are in the majority. Whereas in Upper Canada, which is now called Canada West and will eventually become Ontario, the English are in the majority. But if you combine the colonies into one, suddenly the French are in the minority. Durham's goal is actually to eliminate French culture. This is gentle genocide.
Quoi?
The French colonists are a people with no history and no literature. A doomed people destined to be absorbed by a superior British culture. The superior political and practical intelligence of the English cannot be for a moment disputed.
Over my dead body?
No, mine actually.
bloody Canadian weather.
So the colonies do come together, but French Canadians are so cheesed off, the politicians have to draw up a document that recognizes and codifies the differences. Upper Canada and Lower Canada become Canada West and Canada East, and the capital is right here in Kingston, Ontario, in Kingston, Canada West. Then the capital was moved here to Montreal, but there was still too little democracy and too much monarchy. When the government offered to pay for the damage done during the rebellions, many people thought, hey, you're rewarding treason. Ongoing frustrations boiled over. There were riots in the streets. And Montreal lost any chance of becoming the capital of Confederation.
The fathers of Confederation deliberately choose a different path from the American revolutionaries.
The Boston Tea Party.
The Charlottetown Wine Party.
Muskets and cannonballs.
Muscatel and fancy balls.
Gunsmoke at the Battle of Concord.
Cigar smoke and a bottle of Concord grapes.
Spilling the blood of the redcoats.
Oh, spilling red wine on my new coat.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Lunch, brunch, and a lambada.
Tough decisions on the Constitution.
Tough decisions on the condiments.
Poring over a draft declaration.
Pour us an order of draft beers.
The result? America was a weak coalition of very strong states, so John A. Macdonald made sure Canada's federal government was large and in charge. Why? Because the United States had fractured. The lack of strong central government had led to a very uncivil civil war. And the U.S. Civil War impacted Canada in other ways.
The treacherous British helped the Confederate cause. They lengthened the Civil War by 2 years. We demand satisfaction. Give us Canada, we'll call it even.
England does not give away chunks of empire. And besides which, Canada is actually becoming independent of us. Right, Canada?
As of today, July 1st, 1867, Canada is free and independent. A sovereign nation. Except, of course, for military affairs and foreign policy. And, of course, London will have to approve our laws and any changes to our constitution. And of course, co-sign any trade agreements and control our currency. Oh, friends, you'll be happy to know that we have chosen a site for our new capital city. No. Ottawa!
Ottawa what?
Well, Queen Victoria picked the site out herself, but don't worry, it'll be lovely by the time we're through with it.
You got to remember, Canada was created by the British North America Act. John A. Macdonald got a knighthood for his efforts. Gives you an idea of how happy Britain was to see us go. Or, well, go off a little. They'd still need us around.
Early on, Canada is as British as Big Ben. British citizens move freely between Canada and Mother Britain. And after MacDonald is defeated due to some shady financial shenanigans, in comes another Scot, Alexander Mackenzie.
Goody! I'm honest Sander Mackenzie, and I got millions of square miles of fertile Canadian land just waiting for you to explore and exploit. So come on out to Canada. Sure, enjoy the Lake Gru, but there's plenty of it. Do we have a class system? Well, of course we do. But all the lower classes, well, they be native, so we can all feel mighty superior. This land was their land. This land is our land. Join all the thousands of Brits that have come here and made their fortune. And then they've got home to buy something nice for others not to buy that's very nice here in Canada, except take it back to Britain, eh? You come here, you make your money, and then you bugger off home, you pack of bastards.
After the sleaze and scandal of the Macdonald reign, Alexander Mackenzie was a refreshing change. Thrifty, honest, reliable. In fact, so honest, he's voted out after one term. Back comes John A. Macdonald.
I was born a British subject, and I'll die a British subject.
Then Canada goes through prime ministers faster than a bad golfer goes through golf balls. First to tee off is John Abbott, a duffer who's playing out of his league. Sickness puts him in the rough, and he's an unhealthy scratch. In sweeps John Sparrow Thompson, a rising shot maker. He's a pro, capable of avoiding the hazards to shoot a hole-in-one. They tout him as another Sir John A., but while in England, he has one stroke too many and is eliminated in sudden death. Next to shoot off his mouth is Mackenzie Bowell, a handicap player who tees off on everything until every one is teed off. His claptrap lands him in the sand trap, and the Masters bogey him off the fairway. And finally, former father of Confederation, Charles Tupper. He's brought in as a last-minute sub, but he's subpar, shooting a low 69. As in days in office, it remains a course record. When we come back, the first French-Canadian Prime Minister, and the first to start moving Canada out of Britain's orbit. Hi, I'm Rick Green, and I want to thank you in advance for sharing the videos, for liking the videos, and for becoming a subscriber, because that puts pressure on you now to share and like and subscribe. I took first year psychology. Oh, okay, I read a book.